Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy 2017 to you guys. I know I haven't sat down and filmed in such a long time. The holidays have been crazy. I mean, they're crazy for everyone, but they were definitely really crazy thanks to work. And then I went on vacation the first week of January. It was really nice, really fun. It was a nice just little kind of detox for me from makeup and all of that. And anyways, it was just a nice kind of break. I've been thinking a lot about my channel and kind of what direction do I want to start going in with it. I've been doing YouTube for about 2 years now. I don't remember the exact date. I'll have to look it up to see like the exact date I started my channel. But I've been doing YouTube for about 2 years now. And it's been fun. I love it. But I just kind of wanted to start thinking about my channel and where I want to go with it. And I'm really excited for this year. I kind of have an idea and a direction I want to go in. So anyways, I thought I would just sit down and film a first impressions video for you guys. Obviously, big kind of change has been my hair color. I went back to brown. This is actually probably the closest to my natural hair color that I have been in like 5 years. I've been dyeing my hair on and off. I feel like every year I go through at least 2 different color changes. I love the red, don't get me wrong. I think that was probably one of my most favorite colors I've ever done. But I was just kind of, the upkeep of red is really hard. You have to constantly dye your hair. My hair was feeling really fried and damaged. And so I thought that it'd be good to kind of take a step back, let it have a break, let my hair kind of regrow, do its thing, and eventually I know I'll probably go back to red because I really did love the color, but I do feel kind of more like me in this color, and it definitely showcases how freaking pale I am. I feel like the red kind of tricked the mind and people were like, you're really not that pale, but like having this hair color again, I'm like, Snow White, holy crap. So anyways, today's video is going to be a first impression on a brand new foundation from the drugstore. I have heard some talk of it, but not a ton of talk about it. And it is the new NYX Total Drop Foundation. The first person that I actually heard talk about this was Ariel Hope on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below because she did do a full first impression, or not first impression, a review of the foundation. So NYX just launched this foundation, I believe, this month. It comes in 24 shades, which I think is phenomenal, especially for a drugstore brand. I actually found this at my Ulta, my Ulta nearest me. I wasn't even looking for this product because I figured Ulta wouldn't have it for a while. Typically when NYX releases products, I find it takes a month or 2 before Ulta gets them, but they had a display kind of hidden. Now they only had, I want to say, like 6 of the shades of the 24 shades, which kind of sucks. It was like they had the 6 fairest shades of the line. It was perfect for me because I knew that I was going to be in one of the fairest shades, so it benefited me. But for those of you who have been looking to get this product, you might try checking your Ulta, but I would not be surprised if they don't have the full complete range quite yet. Or you can always order on the NYX website. Now the cool part that Ariel mentioned is that NYX kind of did a new campaign where you can actually, when you need help picking your shade, it's at the bottom. It breaks it down based off of what your skin type likes. So they have it fair, light, light medium, medium, medium deep, and deep skin tone, so you can kind of figure out what your shade would be based off of all these different models and all these different people of different shade ranges, which I think is phenomenal. Kudos to NYX to doing that. And also, if you have a NYX store nearby you, then they should have it nearby. In Texas, we don't have any NYX stores. I think only like California and New York, and maybe like some other areas up north have it. We don't. But anyways, they did have it at my Ulta, and they actually had testers out, which I was double impressed. Like, my Ulta is usually slacking, like it's never this on point. So anyways, I picked up the shade number 5 because I was able to swatch. I picked up the shade number 5 since I was able to swatch it. I was really excited because I was not the fairest shade for once in my life. Really excited. So if you are fairer than me, then there are shades that cater to you. But I have not opened the box. So So the concept behind this is that you can kind of customize the foundation to how much coverage you want based off of how many drops you use. So 2 drops is going to give you sheer coverage, 3 is going to give you more medium coverage, and then 4 or more is going to give you more of a full coverage. It reminds me a lot of the Cover FX, their custom cover drops. The biggest difference is the Cover FX ones are pure pigment, so they're designed to be mixed with something else. You can obviously use pure pigment on its own, but it was formulated to be mixed with something else. And as far as I know, I believe this is just supposed to be used on its own. I'm sure you could mix it with something, like if you had a foundation you wanted to add a little bit more coverage to, or if you wanted to change the color a little bit, if you wanted to use it on a moisturizer, mix it with your moisturizer or sunscreen, something like that. I haven't heard anybody talk about using it that way, so maybe I'll test that out just on myself in my own time to see, but as far as I know, it's not specifically formulated for that. So again, I'm the shade number 5, which is light, so you get 0.43 ounces in this, so it is pretty small, and I want to say this, I paid $13 on the NYX website. It says it's 14, but I paid 13, so I don't know what the difference in the price range is. So it's not a ton. I believe the average foundation size is about 1 fluid ounces, so you're getting less than half of that. However, because of the technique of applying it, I would assume the reason why it's so much smaller is you're not having to use quite as much. So this is definitely a product you want to apply with a brush and not a sponge, just because a sponge like the Beauty Blender is just going to absorb it all up. They didn't have the particular brush that NYX launched to kind of go with this, so I just grabbed a brush that I have. This is so bougie. It's a YSL. It's their foundation brush. I got this through work. It's their number 5, and I just thought this would be the best because it was the most similar to the NYX one but obviously I would recommend getting something cheaper than the YSL one. Obviously I did not pay for this because that's expensive. So anyways, I'm gonna pull my hair out of my face. I've already primed my face just using my normal primers that I've been using recently. I've been trying out the new Urban Decay, their D-Slick primer, and I like that a lot, and I've been using it in the combination with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores primer. So I've been using those primers for a bit, so I know how it works with other foundations, so we'll see how it works with this. So you want to shake it before applying. I want to start off with a little bit and then work my way up to more coverage. There we go. Okay, that was more coverage than I anticipated doing, but we're going to make it work. It is gliding on smoothly. I don't like this brush though. This is my first time using this brush, which probably wasn't the smartest idea. I would say I probably ended up doing closer to 3 or 4 drops. It's definitely covering a lot. I have redness through here and some blemishes, and that's definitely covering that all up. Let's see how much of this product I can drag. I would say color-wise, like, this is spot on. Like, this is my shade. Like, I wish all my other foundations looked as, like, spot on to color as this. So pale. Somebody is going to tell me I'm applying this wrong, and you know what? I probably am. That's just the reality of it. I don't think this is applying bad though. Like, I don't have any sorts of streaks. It's just like completely buffed in, like if I had used a sponge. Okay, so I'm taking my Beauty Blender now just to help perfect it and set it into the skin and get rid of any kind of bunchiness or lines from the brush. I find this is really effective if you're someone who does prefer using brushes or things like that for foundation application, but you find that it leaves you a bit streaky. Go in with a damp Beauty Blender or sponge just to help get rid of all of those lines and really set it in. So my initial thoughts on this, I really like it. I really like the coverage. I feel like I didn't need a whole lot and I got pretty full coverage all over. I did probably, I'd say probably about 4 drops on that initial side, and then I feel like I only had to add a couple more just to finish off my face. But I feel like it's not streaky. It didn't cling to any dry patches. I'm super oily, so I don't have a ton of dry patches anyways. It's not super full coverage because you can still see kind of up here. I'll zoom you in. Right there above my brow, you can still see some blemishes and things like that peeking through. So it didn't completely cover everything, but I don't have a problem with that because I conceal my face anyway, so I know that my concealer will cover that regardless. Okay, so now that I have it initially laid down, I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and then I will check in and see how it all looks after. So far, I have to say I really like this foundation. It says, I forgot to actually talk about like what it says it's supposed to do. Just a few drops, our Total Control Drop Foundation delivers sheer to full coverage and a velvety matte finish. Simply adjust the number of drops you use until the desired level of coverage is a tree. More drops equals more coverage. So I forgot to read that little spiel. I will definitely say I agree that it is a velvety matte finish. I don't feel completely flat, but I'm not like natural or dewy or anything like that. It's definitely more on the matte side, which I like because I have super oily skin. I feel like it applied really well with all the rest of my products. I feel like the coverage is really nice. It feels really light on the skin. So I'm excited to see how it wears for the rest of the day. So I'm just going to keep bopping around, running errands and doing my thing. And I will check out throughout the rest of the day and let you know how it's holding up. Alright guys, so I am checking in for my first update. I've been wearing the foundation for, I want to say, about 3 to 4 hours now. And so far I have not had to do any touch-ups. It totally looks matte. Nothing has come off. A little bit came off my chin when I was eating because my lip touched my the bottom of my chin, so I did have to just touch up that area, but that's pretty standard because of lipstick. Like if you get lipstick right there, unless you want to have lipstick on your chin, you're gonna have to wipe it up and retouch, but otherwise I have not had to touch up anything and I think it looks pretty good. I've stayed matte. It's felt fresh. I don't feel dewy or oily at all, so far so good. So I will do a final check-in later tonight and let you know what I think. Hey guys, so I just want to do my final check-in for the day. Excuse the horrible lighting. The only good lighting is the bathroom. But I just want to do a final update on the foundation. So you can see I'm a little shiny in my T-zone, but that's pretty normal for every foundation I wear, but I'm not nearly as shiny as normal. A little bit in my chin area as well, and just a tad on the forehead, but nothing major. So I have to say my final thoughts. I'm super impressed with this foundation. I really like it a lot. The coverage has held up even with getting shiny. It's not separating or coming apart or anything like that. So I definitely think this is a really good foundation that is definitely worth the money. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll talk to you in my next one.